The best part about that whole crew chief swap is Joe calls me on Wednesday and says, "Hey, I guess you've probably heard the news, but I haven't been able to tell you myself about the crew chief swap." And I'm thinking, are you joking me? Like, really? It happened? And then he started laughing and he said, just kidding with you. I'm like, I was wondering whose crew chiefs got swapped. I didn't even know.
Upstairs again. Go ahead.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Two for Kyle. One, not only did you not race Friday, but I assume you still had to deal with the lingering bad taste of what happened here Thursday night. Did that still sting at all, and did tonight kind of help remove whatever may have been lingering from that? And the other part, where do you feel like are the mile-and-a-half tracks where you've helped Denny the most? Are there one or two in particular?
Yeah, Thursday still stings because everybody was making such a big deal about Denny going for the triple here, and I already did it, so sorry. But I won the triple with Denny Hamlin's charity race and then a nationwide and a cup race here.
It's
But
for charity.
I love racing Denny's race, and it's fun, and it's for a great cause, so I wish I could have won that race, and especially with the partners that we had on there with D&H Marketing. They were putting up $5,000 to the Kyle Busch Foundation if I was able to win that race, that the foundation was going to get $5,000 donated. So I was disappointed we missed out on that opportunity, but put that aside and you move forward. It was a bummer deal, but I think it cost J.D. a little bit of money because now he's got to build me a car for next year so I can run my own out of Joe Gibbs Racing. And then
still waiting for my invitation.
You can have my car from last night. It'll run out with about 20 to go. The second part was what?
How you've helped Denny with the mile-and-a-half tracks.
It's I don't know how I've helped him really. I think it was a Charlotte test that it really kind of came to, that we were able to talk about some different things and how you try to run the mile-and-a-half stuff versus a typical short track or even Pocono. Actually, I need to talk to Denny about Pocono. That reminds me. I'm still not very good there, but the best thing about the mile-and-a-half stuff is just that he was able to get his cars better and kind of run our setups a little bit, that then he asked me about how to drive it, and then boom, he took off, so he really found some speed there and was able to make it work. So it's communication, it's talking. It's not necessarily something in particular that I told him to do, like, hey, brake here, that's going to help you. It doesn't work like that. You just got to kind of talk through ideas.
We'll take one more from the press box and then come downstairs. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kyle, John Gunn, NASCAR Illustrated. After qualifying 20th, did you think you had a great shot at the win, or did you think you had a tough row to hoe?
I was a little disappointed with qualifying 20th. I thought we had a little bit more speed than that in the car, and just to me, I guess I've just got to forget about qualifying here. I mean, I've won here from 32nd or 36th or whatever. I've also won here from the pole. So that pole, by the way, that was a fluke lap, man. I don't know how I did that, but somehow I pulled one out and got a pole here. But the thing is just being able to lay down a solid lap. I told Dave, and we were doing qualifying practice, and he goes, "What else do you need?" And I'm like, "Dude, does it really matter? Like, just get the race car right, and we'll go race them out. We don't really worry about qualifying too much."
Come back downstairs. Go ahead, Bruce.
Bruce Martin, SI.com. Kyle, after Kevin Harvick won his second race at Martinsville, he thought with the new wild card system, the 11th and 12th getting in with most victories, that 2 wins pretty much assures you of being in the chase. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that way getting your second victory tonight, that you probably locked yourself into a chase position right now?
2's probably going to be borderline. I think if you get 3, you can probably guarantee yourself a spot. If you get 4, you locked yourself in. So I feel like he's probably pretty certain there. I think 2's kind of borderline. Like right now, if Harvick and I both fall out of the top 10, we're both going to use the 2 up. But there's still, I don't even know, 10, 12 races until the cutoff or so, at least.
18.
Okay, well, thank you. Long ways to go. So plenty of time, plenty of more wins out there for somebody to get. That's true. Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that, and that was kind of, I guess, the point. 2009, I think I had 4 wins and missed the chase by 8 points or something like that. That would have locked us in, and then I think same thing with McMurray last year, right? He had 3 or 4 or something like that, and he missed just barely. He would have locked himself in too. So that's kind of the idea, I guess, NASCAR was looking for.
Let's go Bob Pockris, then Jenna. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockris, Scene Daily. Kyle, I mean, obviously, Denny is still probably considered a guy who could get in the chase and be a championship contender. Is it important to beat him at a track where he's so good at? I mean, as far as like, I don't want to say like lay down the gauntlet, but but in that kind of sense to beat him at a track where he's so good.
Yes and no. I mean, yeah, it's cool to beat anybody. Like I said before, to beat anybody that excels so good at a particular racetrack. For instance, if whoever was able to beat me at Bristol, or beating Denny Hamlin at Richmond or Pocono or something like that, or Jimmy Johnson everywhere. So, it's good to pat yourself on the back in that way. But in the other respect too, that you're racing the best of the best every single week anyway. So all you can do is try to make sure that you're the best of that night, and go into the next week trying to work towards being the best of that night again. Try to set yourself up for another win if possible, and keep it going. It's a long season. You like to get as many as you can get. There's a few that you definitely let slip away that we've done this year, but we feel good with where we're at.
Go ahead, Jenna.
Jenna Fryer, AP. J.D., aside from not having the courage to make Captain Thunder's dreams come true and pulling off that swap, have you been concerned about the 11 at all, or have you had faith that they'll right that and get going in the right direction?
I think when they have all the tools there and they have the guys there, had a great year last year, and I do think Mike and Denny they're quiet. That can be compared to Kyle. Not to say not that he's loud, but it's just a different personality. So I think for us, I think they had faith in each other, but I think over time, even when you're pretty good, you don't see it week after week. I think that wears on you. It wears on. We've been through it with all of our drivers over the years, and so I think to have a good run at a place where you should run well, I think that was encouraging, and I think overall, I think that gives them a little momentum, and it's kind of like, what? When people start asking questions, what's wrong, at some point they kind of stop and probably say, I don't know, is there something wrong? And so I think it kind of put that to bed and let them just kind of focus now on the rest of the year and getting in that chase spot.